Hi guys, welcome back to Them Nerds. Today, we are getting you a little bit of a roundup of news and goings on in the world of nerddom. We got a lot of big news to share that's been going on coming out of the events in the MCU, as well as some updates on a couple other properties that we enjoy, including The Walking Dead and The Batman. So let's start off first. Jerry, tell us what you're hearing about what's going on with our long-awaited Disney Plus Marvel series.
Well, Loki, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and WandaVision are all reported to have started production back up. It was stopped back in, I believe, April, when WandaVision and was already in post production, and Falcon and Winter Soldier only had about a week or 2 weeks of filming left. So they're finishing that up now. Loki was only a week, I believe, into filming when they got shut down, but which is fine because Loki wasn't supposed to come out till 2021 anyways. It did kind of push the timeline back a little bit. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was originally supposed to come out this month. Now it's looking like it's going to come out in 2021. But WandaVision is still on track to come out in December. So, but on some news on the set, people are saying that they may have noticed Songbird on scene, who is a connection with the Thunderbolts, which is the big buzz around is that that's what's going on with General Ross, is that he's trying to form the Thunderbolts. So that's a pretty big, hint out there that might be something that's coming into fruition.
Right, and then there was also a long time ago when they were first filming this, there was that little leak of the logo that indicated that they were going to be doing something with Madripoor.
Yes.
So there's also that connection. There's a lot of cool stuff. I love how the MCU does that. They drop these little nuggets, and then it opens up so many possibilities.
And Madripoor, for those of you who don't know, is a big storyline within the Wolverine series. So there's a possibility that maybe we even get some kind of answer of where Wolverine's been this whole time.
That'd be great. All right, moving on. In other MCU news, there have been rumblings that Olivia Wilde is helming a Spider-Woman project. Even though the Jessica Drew character is owned by Sony, it seems like there's been some conversations between Olivia Wilde and Kevin Feige regarding bringing that in to the greater MCU. She's been a huge player in the Avengers and also in some of the Spider-Man stuff. She would be a really great character to add in. We'll have to talk about casting for her next time we get together to do one of these. All right, what else?
I'd also like to just point out, I think the reason why maybe the Spider-Woman character is going to be included into the MCU as in general is because she's one of those wiggle characters within the contract, how the Hulk is, where they can utilize him inside of movies with a larger ensemble cast, but they can't really utilize him by himself. Spider-Woman falls in that same realm. So technically the MCU could utilize her in ensemble cast movies, but she could not have a movie by herself within the MCU. So I'm guessing that's why Sony decided to work with them to be able to make that character, by including Spider-Man in the Avengers movies and Civil War, and allowing his solo movies to still be in the universe of the MCU. That's the reason why why that movie was so big. Had we had another one-off where you don't acknowledge anything, you never would have had the success that they had. Totally agree. So I'm sure Sony has to see that that's how you bring the money into your pocket.
Right. Yeah, it's a win-win for Sony. They let her show up in an MCU film as part of an ensemble, and then they use that juice to make their own film. And it immediately will drum up more interest in that character and put more money in the shareholders' pockets. It's a win-win.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Your turn. What else?
She-Hulk. Today it was announced that she has been cast. Tatiana Maslany from Orphan Black is going to be portraying Jennifer Waters. As you may know, she also, like her cousin, Bruce Banner, is affected by gamma rays when she gets a blood transfusion from her cousin, which causes her to also have the abilities similar to the Hulk, where she becomes super powerful. She becomes green, but she also has the ability, unlike where she can still control when she does it. And Tatiana from Orphan Black itself. I mean, that character had so many clones with different personalities, and she was able to pull out that role. I'm sure she's going to do amazing in that spot. I also think that it's a great time to be actually to cast her, because we have another character in the MCU who is going to be dealing with some legal issues. And when you have legal issues, you need an attorney, which would be a great time to go ahead and bring her into the Spider-Man movies also.
Right.
So they also have announced the director, who is from the Netflix show Dead to Me, Kat Coiro, I believe is how you say it. I'm probably butchering it. You'll notice that names aren't my strong suit. And then, that's my superpower. You have yours.
Right.
And then the writer will be from Rick and Morty, Jessica Gao. She's the lead writer of The Room.
That is a pretty decent little team they're putting together. You're absolutely right. I the first thing I thought of with bringing her in was Spidey's going to need a lawyer.
Yeah.
And if we can't get Charlie Cox as Daredevil back, which I hope we do, but she would be a great person to put in that place. Speaking of green people from the MCU, we heard something about Kang. Tell us about Kang.
Kang was also cast this week. It's going to be portrayed by Jonathan Majors from Lovecraft Country. I don't know if you've seen that show. I mean, it's definitely more adult driven, but that show is absolutely amazing. He does a fantastic job in it. He's going to be introduced in Ant-Man 3. He is a great choice to have as the villain in that movie, because originally we've heard rumblings that the Young Avengers are going to be introduced in Ant-Man 3. And one of their biggest foe is Kang the Conqueror. So you have the ability to build an ultimate baddie for everybody to have to deal with within a movie that you can also introduce a whole new group of Avengers. And I think that right there is just genius. But for a lot of people, they may not realize who Kang the Conqueror is. And so I went ahead and took the liberty to take some notes for you guys. He's a possible descendant of Reed Richards, which is Mr. Fantastic. So he is a time traveler. He was a pharaoh whose ultimate goal was to go ahead and basically claim rights to Apocalypse, which would then connect him to the X-Men world, because that's the X-Men's ultimate baddie is Apocalypse. He overshot his own timeline by 1,000 years, which then allowed him to become the ruler of a war-torn Earth, which is how he got his name, Kang the Conqueror. He had love interest with Mantis, which is from Guardians of the Galaxy, when he found out that her descendants would be powerful mutants. So he went ahead and tried to claim her as his own. He was also resurrected by the Beyonders to fight along villains during the Secret Wars, which we all know is coming. So I think this is a great choice for a villain for, a movie to, we had, six movies where you slowly introduce Thanos. You have this ability now to have this character play a role in multiple movies along different platforms and be able to really build up how bad he really is.
Totally. I love that he is such a linchpin kind of character. You can put him in and you can connect him to so many different things. I mean, like you said, Young Avengers, Fantastic Four, X-Men. It's going to be good stuff.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right. I have a soft spot for Kang. He was my one of my very first superhero action figures from the Secret Wars figures. little rubbery purple legs. Anyway. All right. Thank you, Jerry. Moving away from the MCU, there are a couple of other notable things that have happened recently. We found out that we are going to see the end of the original Walking Dead series after the extended season 11, which I think, how many episodes? 24?
24 episodes.
24 episodes. That's a lot of TV. And after that, it will end. And we've already gotten word that we're going to see a Daryl and Carol spinoff. and I can guarantee you there will be squirrels eaten on that particular show. Um,
Don't
but
look at the flowers, Cyril.
yeah,
Don't look at the
don't do it.
flowers.
It remains to be seen what characters from The Walking Dead might survive in other spin-offs, and maybe the Rick Grimes film, and maybe the Daryl and Carol show. But that's, again, something for another day. I think it's time.
I would love to see too how many people from this cast will end up on Fear the Walking Dead if Fear the Walking Dead continues.
Right. I feel like I think that they have a good opportunity to kind of cherry pick the characters and put them where they want them. But I think it's time. I think The Walking Dead has kind of run its course. It used to be one of my very favorite things. I would never miss it, and now I barely am catching up. It you know it kind of lost its luster for me after a little while, and I think it's time. I think it's time to end it. I really enjoy Fear the Walking Dead. And I think that it's a different show, and it has a different feel, and I think focusing on that for a little bit before they end that will be a good one. Plus, there's another one coming. There's supposed to be some kind of a
There's one like a youth based Walking Dead. I mean, I still enjoy The Walking Dead. I watch it, every Sunday when it comes on. I mean, but I think when a show stays on that long, you start questioning things, and so it's like when you're 10 years, or I guess now technically 15 years into the apocalypse, you wonder, how are you still getting hordes of walkers? Like if most of the population's dead, and I've watched you guys slaughter thousands of them. I mean, how are they finding these people?
Especially when they don't move a lot. They kind of stay in the same area. Like zombies on The Walking Dead really have some go. They really have some range. they're coming in. They're bringing them in now. They're importing them from overseas.
Yeah, they're importing them from somewhere. We got an Etsy order.
Yeah, don't order them from Wish. They'll come in.
It's not what you're ordering.
No, they'll come in backwards.
What you expected.
Right. Yeah.
What you got.
Yeah. You'll order Walking Dead zombies and end up getting Z Nation zombies. All right. Anyway, I actually love Z Nation. We'll talk about that one later too. But it's cheesy. Finally, wrapping up with just a quick note about The Batman. You have to add the in front of it to make sure we know we're talking about the Robert Pattinson, Colin Farrell led iteration. I'm super excited about this film. I wasn't necessarily that invested in at first, but as I started seeing footage and kind of seeing the castings, I'm sold. And it got derailed because Bruce Wayne himself, Robert Pattinson, came down with a touch of the COVID. But apparently, just a little, it's just a spot of the plague. He is done with that, apparently. He's healed from the COVID, and filming is resuming, which is great, because I think that movie is going to be super. And we are going to delve into the possibilities of the DC extended universe with all of the introductions on a later show. But that's kind of what's going on in the world of comics, fantasy, sci-fi, etc. If there's anything that you have been made privy to in your scouring of the internet, please share it down below in the comments. We love to hear from you guys. Tell us what you want us to talk about. We love hearing ourselves talk. I don't know.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, or subscribe and like wherever it's at on your screen.
Wherever the buttons are on your screen. It's a button that says like, and it's a button that says subscribe. All right. That's all from us for this particular show. We will see you guys soon. Don't forget to follow us on the social media platforms that are listed right there. Tell your friends, share, subscribe, like, comment below. Join us every Tuesday for a sort of news roundup like you saw today. Join us every Thursday for Throwback Thursday, where we review a classic piece of nerddom, whether it be film, video game, or TV. And every Friday for Fantasy Friday, where we play armchair quarterback for the world of comics and fantasy. Also, if we feel like it, we're going to post something else. So keep an eye out. The only way to know is to subscribe. All right. Thanks for joining us. Bye. Be good. Be good to each other. Bye.
All right, later.